18 hours, 19 hours, you want to retain the tablet. How do you do that? A lot of people backed up, and Lilly, Minneapolis R&D said it's not possible. But salespeople, marketing people wanted this one. How do you do that? With that, I want to be part of that. It was a dead project when I entered in Ranbaxy. Then I started reading some literature. Then I came up with this concept. And this is Michael Mullen. He was sitting in Ranbaxy, Delhi. I discussed with him, and he said, "You got to be kidding me." Then I said, "No, it's a possibility to do that." It's a one professor, John Stanford, in Stanford University, London. He was the person made one publication. It's a theoretical concept. Sorry, floating technology, gastric floating technology for highly soluble drug. Then I got the approvals. Then we went to London. We stayed for 6 months and do concepts under him. Then I came back and we set up the team and we did this product. And this product is patented and commercialized. That's what is an amazing job. When Lilly felt that it's impossible, they put this one under the files. We made it happen. We commercialized the product and went into profitability. One time, I want to say maybe 2001, 2. It used to be $5 billion company, $5 billion product, but it went down. Market went down because there's a next generation of fluoxetines came in the market. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. Any problem, challenge, projects, don't leave it. It's an opportunity for you to prove yourself. So with this, I don't have to prove to management. That's why what I have. So solid dispersions, it's like a peroxicum product. It's a highly insoluble drug. People, are fighting. I'm sure different industries are working, but when I was working at Ranbaxy, doing that unfortunately, I could work only 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. Saturday, Sunday, there are 2 good big days. I don't have to do it. I can't do anything because plant is closed. So what I used to do, I used to steal small drugs, 1 gram, 5 grams. I mean, I'm just using the word, but I take permission from my R&D head, and I do that in kitchen. Turn on the stove, make it a hot solid dispersion, dissolve it, make it a solid dispersion, and try to put some 2-3 pellets or granules in the glass of water, warm water, and see with naked eye, or save some samples. Go back on Monday to lab and do dissolution. And again, dissolution, typically processes, you submit the samples to the lab, let lab do the analysis and come back. It takes 5 days time. I don't like that. When you complete the compression by 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and dissolution is only 45 minutes, 1 hour time, I stay back, I warm up the media, put that media in the same tablet, and by 7 o'clock, I got the data. So by 7, I know my formulation is working or not, and go home, enjoy your dinner, sleep, and think about it. What experiments you want to do to improve the release profiles next day, come back and do the research or studies. That's how you do quick, and you have to involve completely into your job. That's what my point is here. And instrumentation, that's a great opportunity. You don't want to leave it. If you are in formulation development scientist, people say that, oh, you're a formulation development scientist. You should not talk about instrumentation. Give it to the analytical lab. They will test it. No. And these are all fingerprints. They're testing tools. They tell you what's the status and what's the steady situation of your product. So you have to be expert in that. XRD, DSC, FTIR, Raman spectra, microscopy, laser diffraction, all you have to be expert in that. Polymorphic forms, I worked on Cefaclor, there's so many polymorphism, and fexofenadine, there's a Batten brand patented all polymorphs. They left one polymorph, which they felt a pseudo polymorph and unstable. That's a piece of crap, they left it. I picked up that polymorph, I made it stable, and we went against the brand and challenged that this polymorph is stable, I can make it stable, and it's bioequivalent, as good as polymorph 1. And we got that when we went to commercial. And tacrolimus is the best example. I don't want to go more details, but I can just tell you, how deep you want to go when you get into the industry to be successful. There's 5 polymorphic forms are available, and when you're doing the fluid bed process, granulation, control this product, polymorphs are changing left and right. One form to another form, one form to another form, something moving back and forth like that. And I studied so much. I collected samples at different time points, and influence of humidity, moisture content, spray rate, and atomization, then air pressure, changing the polymorphs. I got so much of data. And when I went to school, I was discussing with my professor, I did this. Then the first thing he said, Venkat, you don't have to do any studies. You got so much of data. You get your permission from your college, school, your industry. You got PhD already. You have PhD in your pocket. It's a matter of putting your name and typing the certificate. That's what happened. I got my PhD, just because of this. And physical characterization is most important. And so many technologies we can work on if you are interested in pursue your career in pharmaceutical formulation development and R&D, hot melt technologies, control release. So many things we worked on that. And I can continue on this one. I worked whatever technologies I work, I'm listing here. But people can see their own interest and move forward. And again, I'm saying that it's the same thing. Make yourself competitive. That's the most important thing while working. Think outside the box, and there's a lot of things are there. When you come to the manufacturing processes, continuous manufacturing, closed system, containment, and hands-free process with no operator intervention, robotics, electronic data interpretation, continuous manufacturing. So many things are there. And looking at this, growth, how we did in the pharma industry. Industry is growing very fast and growing, amazingly technology adoption and moving ahead. But when you look at that, pharma industry is very behind. It's a paradigm shift in technology. There's a lot of technology available out there, but we are not adopting that in pharma industry because of the reason we are life-saving pharma, life-saving industry, life-saving field, and we have to be very careful in that. Our regulatory requirements are very stringent. Any small changes you want to do it has to go through regulatory scrutiny, approvals, reviews. It's a really difficult and long process. That's one of the reasons we do adopting technology is a little slower in pharma industry. And innovations coming down from 2015 to 18. There's a lot of brand companies. They are not investing a lot of money in new drug discoveries, new chemical entities. Is going down by 33%. It is a good opportunity for us to work on technologies. There's a lot of technology available there. We know that mobile phones, and we all know now we are living in a technology environment. But when we come to pharma, it's not there. We are not ready for that. Let's talk a little bit about artificial intelligence. Basically, it is an automated algorithm to perform the task which traditionally human intelligence does. Over the last 5 years, there's a paradigm shift. Pharma industry is moving into artificial intelligence. And to my surprise, when you look at this artificial intelligence, it's there in so many areas, transportation, shipping, and then supply chain, and then remote sensing, and satellites, space technologies, and mechanical engineering. So many areas. Industries, so many areas IT is involved. AI, artificial intelligence involved, but you don't see pharma there. 70% of observations coming from human errors. Human errors are biggest concerns in our pharma industry. And batch records, data entry, or typos, or errors, signature missing, wrong calculations. FDA is more concerned about that. No matter what, how you go do training human is really difficult. 70% errors are coming from humans. When you go for artificial intelligence or automation, robotics, we can reduce that. Quality control, we can improve that. Reduce the design of experimentation and predictive maintenance. And AI can tell you, hey, this sensor is going bad, this belt is going bad, that filter choking is happening. You want to replace the filter, those kind of things. And the waste reduction is a great example. And one example I can give you is a control release product, pellet coating, particle coating. When you go for that, you do the coating for 8 hours or 14 hours, then you collect the sample go to the QC lab, QC test it in 2 days, then data comes back and dissolution is not meeting. Suppose you have 30 minutes, 60%, and 60 minutes, another 85%, you got only 5% low or 10% high, batch is failing. That's because, when operator is working, even for higher spray rate or low humidity, moisture contents are high, whatever it is, process variability. If you have AI, artificial intelligence connected with the equipment auto adjusts it. When the spray rate is high, temperature is low, automatically artificial intelligence detects that and fix the problem and produce continuously good product. That way your batch don't go waste. And right now, AI in pharma is kind of tip of the iceberg. We are very small at AI in pharmaceuticals. We are in a very primitive stage. 62% of the business are thinking about artificial intelligence. 20% of people in business already started using AI, and 72% of companies believe that AI is way to go. So that's a key word. 72% of companies are thinking artificial intelligence is way to go. That means if somebody is interested in the pursuing career, that makes him excited, want to build a career in this kind of field, they should start looking for it. Next 10, 15 years, this is the way to go. It's artificial intelligence in agriculture fields. In US, like in my neighborhood, I have a lot of corn and other fields, agriculture fields going on. They use the artificial intelligence for picking the lettuce or leaves, peanuts, things like that. Like what typical housewife lady picking up fruits in the grocery shop or fruit market, vegetable market. So that AI can check this ripeness of the fruit or vegetable, then it's rotten or humidity or any insects, molds or pesticides, and it sort it out. If it is a rotten fruit, it puts in the rejection basket. If it's a good fruit, put in the accepted basket, something like that. And artificial intelligence in the pharma industry works like this. It all goes in the algorithms. Algorithm comes like this. The green is the best color, completely acceptable, and red is not acceptable. And kind of you get yellow, kind of in the borderline, orange, alert, then red is a completely rejection. So you have to build this kind of algorithms when you go for artificial intelligence building in the pharmaceutical manufacturing processes. And for my surprise, when I went to visit this food industry, they have amazing technology. You see that top left, how they manufacture cereal. We eat cereals in our breakfast in the mornings, and that's how they used to manufacture in 1960s and 50s in USA. And today it's like this. This operator is sitting in control rooms in jeans and t-shirts and monitoring his panels, and robotic arms. They are doing their job, like dispensing, sieving, screening, baking, drying, and sugar coating and packing, shipping, everything. Shippers, everything that's doing, and robotics are making these candies, cookies. There's a lot of technologies there in food industry. I see there's a lot of similarities between food industry and pharma industry. Only difference is that our industry is highly regulated because we play with the lives. Though food industry do work with humans, but still regulatory point of view is less scrutiny. Food industry is almost 50, 60 years ahead of our pharma industry right now in technology-wise. Again, AI, a lot of companies adopted. You have the list, I can go through that list. But most other industries, artificial intelligence adopted in drug discovery and clinical data, clinical analytics, clinical trials. But when it comes to the manufacturing operations, it's very limited. And cleaning validation is a great thing for artificial intelligence. When you clean the equipment, you collect the sample, and the sample go to the QC lab test it. After 3 days, 4 days, data comes. If data is good, that's good. You can go ahead and start another batch. But if the data is bad, it's failing, it's instead of 10 ppm, you got 12 ppm, it's a failing. After 4 days, it's a failing. So you lost all 4 days of equipment utilization. And if you have artificial intelligence and on the spot, it cleans in 2 hours time, it detects in 5 minutes and checks that one. If it's a failing, re-cleaning starts basically in 3 to 4 hours time. The equipment is cleaned, fast, and ready for a manufacturing process. There are some challenges with the technologies always, and it's kind of pharma, it's a black box right now. There's a lot of knowledge we have to learn and go with that, and infrastructure of IT is lacking in pharma industry. And right now the data what we are using is in text format. It has to be in analog data, analogs, and algorithms we have to build. A lot of work has to be done in this. And but there's for candidates and students pursuing for career, There's a huge opportunities in artificial intelligence. 8.1 trillion dollars in artificial intelligence for drug discovery is coming up. Robotics is a great help from robotics. I was hearing about robotics from 1985, 86, 87. When I went to Ranbaxy, I heard that Eli Lilly in Minneapolis, they were doing their dissolution testing using robotics. I heard that, but I had opportunity to go there and see. It's a big room, dissolution rooms. There's one robotic arm do dissolutions for 20 or 30 dissolution equipments. It goes, arm goes in there, it takes the sample, weigh the sample, collect it, and the dilution, prepare the samples with whatever it is, dilution methods. And collect the samples and pipette out, filters if required, and then centrifugation, everything done by robotic arm. And load the samples. Basically, it goes so fast that arm white color equipment, we can't see that shape. It goes very fast. You can see white line going something like that. So there's several areas robotic arms can use in pharma industry, analytical testing, vision testing for inspection of every tablet can be inspected by this AI or artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence and robotic arm, HPLC sample loading, data interpretation, packaging operations, great help, case packing, then milling and any potent compound, toxicology products, oncology products, milling, grinding, granulation can be done using robotic arms. And in the car industry, they use robotic arms, and if you get an opportunity, you should go on YouTube and see how in German cars are made with using robotic arms. It's a great opportunity. I just picked the picture from YouTube. And these are robotic arms we installed in our packaging line. Here we're just putting the Rubik cubes because I don't want to show this actual product. If the product is moving, 270 degrees it's moving, and it's not only just moving, it detects the product, tablets weight, how many tablets are in the bottle, how many bottles are in the shipper, then label claim, then barcode detection. It goes perfect way, measures everything. And robotic arm can do case packer. It picks up the shippers and put it on the pellet wrapping pellet, and the case packer goes to extract storage system. And in pharmacy dispensing, powder for granules ready for dispensing, automatic filling. A patient can dial in if they require interested flavor. You want sweet flavor and some sour flavor, whatever. He can select his flavor, and the machine can dispense the product. When it comes to continuous manufacturing, there's another thing, from 1950s, we didn't show a lot of improvement in our manufacturing technologies, pretty much standard granulation, compression, coating, packaging, everything. If somebody did work in the pharma industry in 1960s, 70s, they come today to pharma industry, they didn't miss a lot, except that compression machine was going speed. At that time, we were running at 30, 40 revolutions per minute. Now it's going for 120, 100 RPMs per minute. So there's a presentation from FDA from 2009. Awareness came up in continuous manufacturing. And you see this, 2011, almost 9 years ago, we were talking about continuous manufacturing. And still in pharma industry, it's not a regular technology, it's a new technology. After spending 9 years, still we are at the same stage. Standard batch manufacturing process, we all know that, excipients, dispensing and milling, excipients blending, then wet granulation. And if it is dry granulation after blending, go for further compaction or dry granulation, then compression, coating, packaging. This is a standard process. We do that in the manufacturing processes. But when you go to the continuous manufacturing, there's some advantages there. Almost any material can be handled, and a significant saving in the process, and it can be transferred from one location to another location, complete automated technologies, and reducing time consuming, and minimal transportation time. We don't have to, suppose it's a 1 metric ton batch size, you have to unload the powder into 100 kg or 50 kg drums, like 20 or 40 drums, and then again bring the drums back into the manufacturing compression floor and scoop the material 1 kg, 2 kg at a time scooping. You don't have to do that. This is like a conceptual design they had in Rutgers University, and it's a 3 floors: first floor, second floor, third floor. First floor, tablet press is sitting. Second floor, starting from the third floor, the granulation, material dispensing, and granulation or blending. Granulation happens here, drying happens. Then the material drops into a tablet press hopper, and compression happens. This is conceptual in Rutgers University. Here we did some experimentation, set up the process flows. Once it is done, then we can go for actual equipment from Nairobi. And the GIA, they set up this process. Behind this tomb or on the ceiling, we set up all the equipment processes, and material comes here, and it's filling by gravitation. Weight displacement method. This material is weighed and transferred to this blender, and this horizontal blender blends the material, goes into the granulation place, and getting granulated, wet material, drying, then it comes to the another blending process. It's a lubrication. It's a blender is here. It's a small blender. It can be about 1 feet or 2 feet wide. That's all blender. Typically in pharma industry, we see 1,000 liters blender, which is about 10 feet or 20 feet high. But when it comes to for continuous manufacturing, the blender could be 2 feet or maximum 3 feet height length. It could be vertical blender. It's zero gravitational. It can work vertically or horizontally. Basically, it's a screw feeder. No, the screw feeder, it blends up the material. Anytime you can keep to save the space, you can keep it vertically or horizontally also. Blending happens, then it goes into tablet press hopper, and the compression happens. Now, what takes pharmaceuticals? Basically, these are the people who started working on this continuous manufacturing first. They wanted to work on oncology product. It's a toxic product. So they want to go for a contained system. When they're working contained system with GIA, together they worked on continuous manufacturing. This is a lab model they had, and they worked on this. I went very quick on continuous manufacturing and other areas, but there's a lot of stuff. We can go in very well detail. I have a lot of information. Yesterday, I gave one talk on this topic. But basically, here my intention is to show students what are the areas they can pick to succeed. It's typically when I was going into industry in pharmaceutical education, 86, 87, we have limited opportunities. After that, there's a lot of changes happened in pharma industry, so many things, and there's a vast open environment, and students can pick their areas where they want to go, and there's so many opportunities for them to exceed and success. With this, I complete my presentation. Any questions I would like to take up? Sorry, I took a lot of time.
Thank you, Dr. Rangaya, for your wonderful presentation. Dr. Venkatesan, see that any question is there. Meanwhile, I'll ask Dr. GPM sir to say a few words about the presentation.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So, Dr. Rangaya, it was very interesting and wonderful guidance to the students that you had shared your own experience and what the students should do. It is very, very good, lucid, and interesting presentation. And I'm sure our students get motivated by this because they are hearing it not from their teachers, but from a person who is directly in the industry. And that is from all my side.
Thank you. Thanks for nice words.
Dr. Manna sir is there? Dr. Manna sir, please. Okay, Dr. Venkatesan, any question is there?
I think two participants asked the question. One beginning
you can proceed. You can ask the question.
how many industries in your country, water, toxicology, which one is better to work? Like this is asking, sir.
Dr. Rangia, they are asking approximately how many industry will be in your country like that?
How many industries are there in the country? With the toxicological support.
Toxicology, sir.
Okay.
Toxicology, fine.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Here in the US, safety goes with the toxicology, and any drug comes, either it's a new drug or any approved drug. When it comes to new to the company, suppose let's say paracetamol. We all know that from the last several years, paracetamol is a safe drug, no issues. But still, when it comes to my company, to start with any development, anything, it has to go through the toxicologist. We have to check this safety of the drug and instructions. How do we handle the drug? Starting from dispensing, manufacturing, then it goes to QC. How we do that? Label claims. So many things are there. It has to come through from experts. We are, as coming from pharmacy, we know that what's the side effects of acetaminophen, paracetamol, but we want to hear from the HASMOT expert. So toxicologist is 1 or 2, 3 positions are there full time in any industry, and it has to come from them. In addition to that, when you are airborne dust, exposure. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Rangia. I asked Dr. Manna sir to say a few words. Sir, please unmute your audio, sir. Manna sir, please unmute your audio.
Hello.
Yes, now audible, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, one more question, sir. Sir, one person asking what is the scope of opportunity in complementary alternative system for medicine like this is also, sir?
Yeah, that's very narrow field with very limited opportunities in pharma sales or manufacturing. So when you go for narrow areas, you got to be very careful. You have to have very good strategy. How do we handle this? These are the drugs, I would say, maybe less than $1 million sales. You have to be really careful where we are heading to, and you need to have good strategy to pursue in these fields.
Sir, one more question. It's happy to hear, sir, the human resource will reduce gradually. Already pharmacists were alternative intelligence is telling. Already the pharmacists were in search of jobs, and chemistry people replacing us. Please give some solution for this situation for upcoming pharmacists by Madhivadan, some assistant professor from SVCP College of Hero. That's the question.
Hi, Madhivadan. It's nice meeting you. It's a very great question. It's not only pharma industry, all industries are going to see this one, and it's inevitable. We cannot stop it. It's a lot of automation. Artificial intelligence, robotics is going on in the globe, in the world, I would say, and everywhere they're automating. This will take away a lot of jobs. So we have to excel into this and picking up to another jobs. Going to ahead of level. So routine jobs are taken care by machines, robotics. When robotics are doing, then we have to excel in our area, in our field, to go to the next level where jobs are there. Design. In the area scope of design, there's a lot of areas, research, development, and design areas. There's a lot of scope is there. We have to get into there. So anytime we don't want to get into routine jobs. If you get into routine jobs, dispensing or a pharmacist, these kind of things, they're going to go away and down the road. It's like this, concern, apprehension is not only in pharma industry, in all industries are there across the globe.
Thank you, sir. I asked Dr. Jayanti ma'am to propose the word of thanks.
Hello, sir. Audible?
Yes, audible, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, all. Annamalai University Pharmacy Alumni Association jointly organized international webinar on secret of achieve success in pharma career, as well as good things come to an end in good in life. So your webinar in the end of the session now. As a behalf of Department of Pharmacy, I gratitude for the opportunity to propose for the vote of thanks. This session we are really enlightened, sir. Really enlightened with your secret of knowledge and presence. How to travel for a dream to reality. We are easily to understand. So a lot of how to travel with our new field in pharma industry. So well done, sir. In our alumni, a great support to our sir in our university as a well wisher in all time.
Sure.
Highly motivated, sir. Now is given for a thankful for our university authorities. Highly motivated advisor, Professor P.K. Manna, sir. As a webinar chairman and HOD, Professor Mohanta, sir. Webinar convener, Professor Dhanapal, sir. A special thanks to organizing committee members, Professor Selva Muthukumar, sir. Professor Venkatesan, and all other organizing committee members, our beloved students. Thank you, one and all. We move to end of today webinar. Now I hand over to convener. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. A special thanks to Dr. Rangaya for sparing you your valuable time. And really, it was interested. We are getting more and more appreciation from the chat box. It was very good, informative session. Thanks, Dr. Rangaya, for sparing this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity, Dr. Dhanapal.
We are looking forward to work with our department. You just, as an alumni, you help us in all the ways. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, yes. So, thank you. Thank you
Thank you,
very
sir.
much.
Thank
now.
you, sir.
Thank you.
We'll close the session.
Thanks,
Thank you, one and
Rangaya.
all. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Dhanapal, sir, I am closing
Yeah,
the meeting.
yes. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, sir.